the story unfolds, we see that the story is about the early life of Lord Buddha. So Lord Buddha was not born as a lord. His name was not even Buddha. He was born into a king's family, and he was also a prince himself, and was named as Siddhartha Gautama. So his name was Siddhartha Gautam when he was born, and he was born into a prince. His early life was very different from his later life. So in early days, he was sent away to Hindu sacred scriptures to study over there. He was sent far away to study all the religious Hindu scriptures. And he also got married at a very early age, when he was just 16 years old, and he also had a son at the age of 25. So we can see his life was very normal, like a prince. They lived their life. He got married at a very early age. He also married at a very early age, and he also had a son also. So we can see all these sequence that his life was like a normal prince. Now what happened later on was because he was a prince, he was shielded from the unpleasant sufferings of the world. It means that he has never experienced, or he never had a first-hand experience of all the sufferings which were around the world. He has never ever seen anything, the sufferings, the bad things which the world is going by. Now one day what happens, he was coming back, and he on his way to hunt, he saw a sight of a sick man. So he was coming back from hunt one fine day, and he saw several things on his way. The first sight was of a sick man. He saw how an old man who was very sick, how he was suffering. The second thing he saw was a funeral procession, that somebody had died, and all the rituals which happens after the death on the funeral, they were being carried on. And then he saw a monk begging for some alms. So all these things, it actually shocked him. He was surprised to see that how much suffering is there in the world, that he himself, who is a prince, is living a very wonderful life. He has never seen any sufferings, or nothing bad has ever happened to him. Entire life of his has been spent in a happy way. So when he sees suffering of other people, this makes him disheartened, and he feels very sad about it. He feels bad that why people are suffering when he himself is so happy. Now he wanted to know the reason, that why it is there, why people they suffer, and what all is suffering about. And that's why he left his all royalty, he left his kingdom behind in order to seek enlightenment. Now enlightenment is basically spiritual knowledge about why things happen, like why we are born, what is the reason that we came to this planet Earth. So according to all these spiritual, there is a reason behind everything happening around the world. Like right now, if I'm delivering this lecture right now, you're listening to me, there's a reason behind this also, as per the religious thinking. So he wanted to know the reason behind all the spiritual knowledge, that why we are born, why we do certain things, why there is emotion called sadness, why there is death, and all these things he wanted to know. He wanted to attain. So in order to attain that enlightenment or spiritual knowledge, he wandered for 7 years. He wandered here and there. He moved here and there in order to find enlightenment. And as he could not find it, so finally he sat under a tree. That tree which we have seen in the picture before, that tree was also known as the knowledge tree, tree of wisdom, or Buddhi tree. It's very popularly known as the Buddhi tree. Why it is known as Buddhi tree? Because under this tree, Lord Buddha, he sat under the tree, and he started meditating. As he started meditating, he has reached enlightenment. So he attained enlightenment and began preaching it. So he attained enlightenment at under this Buddhi tree, and that's why he started preaching it. He started telling people about what he has actually learned about religion, what all about the spirits, about everything, whatever he has learned, he started telling it to people. Now his first sermon, the first teaching, the first religious teaching which he gave was at the holy city of Benares on the river Ganga. So that's why the chapter name is also the sermon at Benares, because his first sermon which he actually delivered was at the holy river in Benares. It was being given. Now, the story further moves, and we see that how now Lord Buddha has attained enlightenment, and why he has left all the luxurious life to live a very simple and spiritual life. That was his first aim. Now, there is a lady whose name is Kissa Gautami. So, what happened to her, that she was having just one son, and her only son died. Because of some reason, her son died, and she lost her senses, because now she was not having anybody to take care of, and she was all alone in this world. So that's why she lost her senses, and then she went door to door in order to ask for medicine to cure her son. Now she went door to door asking for medicine. She went to people that please do something and bring my son back to life. Do anything to bring her son back to life. Now, as she was moving from door to door, there was some person who told her that there is only one person who can cure her son, and that is none other than Lord Buddha. So as somebody told her, she went to Lord Buddha, who could possibly have a solution to cure her son or bring her son back to life. Now Buddha did not say anything. He just asked her two things. He said that, okay, I'll bring your son back to life, and you just have to fulfill my two conditions. One is to bring handful of mustard seeds. The one was very simple, that she has to bring a handful of mustard seeds, which is very easily she can get it. But she has to get it from a house that has seen no death at all. Where there is no death, she has to bring seeds from that house. Now, if you think it other way around, is it even possible that where nobody has died, not even a single person has died in a house? I don't think so, because it happens. In every house, there might be somebody or the other who might have died. Now she went house to house, but could not find a house that could fill Buddha's condition. Now she went house to house, but to her dismay, she could not find even a single house that could fulfill the condition of Lord Buddha. So now, as she was going from house to house to ask for mustard seeds, everybody was ready to give her mustard seeds, but there was not even a single house where nobody had died. On the other hand, when she was asking for the seeds and asked the next question she asked was, is there anyone who has died in your house? So people also, when she asked about it, people also felt very bad, and they also become very sad that when they narrated the story that this person has died or that person has died in their house. So they felt very bad, thinking about how she is engraving their past, thinking about why she is asking about the past sufferings. So people from whom she asked, they also felt very bad. Now Gautami, who was now completely, as she could not arrange the mustard seeds, she was in dismay. She felt very bad about it, that what she could do, she cannot even bring back her son back to life, because she is unable to get seeds from this kind of house. She has tried everywhere. So in dismay, she sat on the edge of the road. She sat on the corner of the road, and just she was thinking and meditating, or she was just thinking to herself. And at this point, she realized that how selfish she was in grief and considered the fate of men. She realized that how selfish she has become in her own grief, that she was actually going to people and asking about the death of any family member. She felt so bad about it. Now just see that how selfish or how mean she has become, that she herself, who has seen a death, like her son's death, from very close, and she herself was feeling bad about it, but wo khud dukhi hai, and what she is doing is she is going to people and asking about their sadness, about their grief, which was very selfish on her part. So she realized it, and that is what Buddha wanted her to understand. Buddha could not bring her son back to life. Nobody in this world could do this. Okay, once a person has died, he or she has died. Nobody can bring that person back to life, not even Lord Buddha. But Lord Buddha, why he did this? He did this intentionally to make her understand that sufferings and death is part of life, and it's inevitable. Nobody can stop it. It is something which is bound to happen. Nobody can come and stop death, or nobody can come to stop and end your sufferings. It is on us how we tackle it, how we handle it. And this is exactly what Lord Buddha wanted her to understand. He wanted her to understand that it is part of life. She will overcome it soon or later. Now, feelings of grief and sorrow only increases man's pain and suffering. So that is also true, that if you are grieving all day and night, what you're doing to yourself, you're just increasing your pain and suffering. You're just thinking about it and you're impacting yourself only with it. And it is part of life. Everybody has to go by it. Be it me, be it you, be it anyone around the world. Everybody has to feel it. Once or twice or whatever, numerous time, at some point of their life, everybody has to deal with the sufferings. And if you understand it sooner or later, the more you understand it sooner, the more happy you are going to be. So this is what the story was. Let's see what message we get out of this.